Murder Beyond the Grave True Crime Thrillers, written by James Patterson, read by Christopher Ryan Grant. Dear listener, above all else, I'm a storyteller. I craft stories for insatiable listeners, and though my books may seem over the top to some, I find that I am most often inspired by real life. After all, truth is stranger than fiction. The crimes in this book are 100% real. Certain elements of these stories, some scenes and dialogue, locations, names, and characters have been fictionalized. But these stories are about real people committing real crimes with real, horrifying consequences. And as terrifying and visceral as it is to hear about these crimes gone wrong, there's something to remember. The bad guy always gets caught. If you can't get enough of these true crimes, please watch the pulse-racing new television series on Investigation Discovery, Murder is Forever, where you'll see these shocking crimes come to life. I hope you're as haunted by these accounts as I am. They'll remind you that though humans have the capacity for incredible kindness, we also have the capacity for unspeakable violence and depravity. James Patterson. Murder Beyond the Grave. Chapter 1. The man gasps for air and claws at the plywood siding of his prison. He's inside a coffin that is 6 feet long and 3 feet wide. Rivulets of sweat pour from his brow. His shirt is soaked, his heart is thumping like he's just run up a flight of stairs. His skull is throbbing with a nauseating headache. He has been buried alive, at gunpoint. A stranger, disguised with a ski mask and motorcycle helmet, had kidnapped him, had clipped handcuffs around his wrists, and later, when he forced him into the box, he cut the chain between the cuffs but left the circles of metal clasped tightly to his wrists. The kidnapper left 3 items in the coffin: a gallon jug of cloudy water, a pile of candy bars, and a car battery attached to a caged light bulb. He has gulped half the water already, but hasn't touched the candy bars. He isn't sure how long he's been in here. The light bulb is starting to dim. He looks up at a small piece of PVC pipe sticking through the plywood and puts his mouth over the tube, trying to draw big gulps of fresh air. But though he's in good shape, his lungs strain. No matter how much air he pulls in, his chest is still heaving, still gasping for more. He knows what's happening. He's running out of oxygen. The pipe isn't doing enough to circulate fresh air into the chamber. He pushes up against the plywood and pounds on the wood with his fists. "Help!" he screams. But his vocal cords are raw from yelling so much, and he can barely catch his breath as it is. He tries to calm his panicked breathing, taking long, slow breaths. His head is pounding. "Keep it together," he tells himself. "Calm down." He remembered what the masked man said when he put him in here, that this is all about money. "Everything's going to be fine. I've worked out all the details. You're not going to die." But he's beginning to think his kidnapper is never coming back. The air smells of sour sweat, plywood, and caulk. And hidden behind those odors, barely noticeable, is the smell of freshly dug soil. The smell of his grave. He presses his trembling hands against the plywood again. This time, when he pushes upward, straining with all his strength, he feels some give in the earth. He feels a moment of hope. But when he releases the pressure, the board sags inward, like a mine shaft nearing its inevitable collapse. The light flickers. He takes deep breaths, long inhalations, slow exhalations. He tries to calm his nerves. He closes his eyes, and as he waits for the light to die and the darkness to envelop him, he thinks of the faces of his children and the woman he loves. He hopes they know how much he loves them. Chapter 2. January 1987. 8 months earlier. Danny Edwards walks down a sidewalk in Chicago, his head down, his fists buried in his coat. Flakes of snow drift in the air. Danny's breath comes out in bursts of
Sample complete. Ready to continue?